Hello viewers, I am Jyotirmoy. Welcome to my channel A to Z Grammar. In this channel, you will have to learn about many aspects of grammar. In Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary, a sentence is defined thus: a sentence is a set of words expressing a statement, a question, or a command. Sentence usually contain a subject and a verb. Actually, sentence is the largest unit to which we can assign a grammatical structure. In my last video, I have told a sentence is a word or a group of words which gives a clear and complete meaning in a particular context. A sentence can be written as well as it is spoken. It is quite easy to identify a sentence in written English. For a sentence begins with a capital letter and ends with a full stop or other punctuation marks like questions and exclamation marks. In my last video, I have told sentence may be categorized and it may be divided into three categories according to structure, according to meaning, and according to yes, no or pronominality. According to structure, sentence is divided into three sections: simple, compound, and complex. According to meaning, sentence is divided into 5 sections: assertive, interrogative, imperative, operative, and exclamatory. And according to pronominality or yes, no type sentence, it may be categorized as affirmative and negative. Today, we will learn about the various types of sentences, their functions, and their structures also. So before starting the video, I will request please continue watching till the end of the video. Don't skip please, because skipping the video you will have the partial knowledge about the description. So hello viewers, I am Jyotirmoy. Welcome to my channel A to Z Grammar. In my last video, as I have described, sentences are classified in 5 types according to the thoughts they express. Today, I will describe about the different type of sentences and their structures and the functions also. First of all, I have to describe about the sentence assertive, which is in the category of the sentence. I mean, a sentence can be perceived, sentence can be apprehended in 5 ways: as they express their meaning, as they express their thoughts, and as we can apprehend them. So first of all, the sentence is assertive. What is assertive? Assertive sentence may better be called as a statement. That means this type of sentence expresses the facts. We can define a statement by saying that statements start with a noun or a pronoun. Most English sentences are in this form. Statements give expressions to us. They describe nature or narrate us something. They report events, give opinions, or give informations. Thus, we can get knowledge about statements or assertive sentence. The best way to know an assertive sentence when it is written form, we can say that an assertive sentence always starts with a noun and it ends with a full stop. This is a shortcut way to know or recognize a sentence which is assertive. So the assertive sentence starts with a noun or pronoun and ends with a full stop. We may better call it that the sentence which starts with a subject and ends with a full stop is called an assertive sentence. Most of the assertive sentences take subjects at the beginning, the verbs come after the subject, and the objects are used at the end. If we can give example, they are very good people. So in this sentence, I may write this. They are very good people. So in this sentence we can see that the sentence starts with a pronoun they and it is ended with full stop. So as we have told earlier that an assertive sentence always starts with a subject. So here they is the subject and it ends with a full stop. So the sentence is ended with a full stop. It can be said, as we have told earlier, that a statement always describes something. In this sentence we can find that this sentence describes about the people. The people are good, they are very good. So all these statements can be found, all these facts can be found from this statement, from this sentence. This is the first sentence which I have analyzed, and the second one comes interrogative sentence. Interrogative sentence. That means this type of sentence can ask something. So we may say that the sentences which are used to ask for information, the sentences which are asked for information are called the questions or interrogative sentence. So interrogative sentence, first of all, we have to know about the structure of interrogative sentence. And before that, we have to know how many types of interrogation or how many types of question is there in English grammar. There are two types of questions. First one is WH question and second one is yes no question. There are another type of questions which are not labeled, but we can identify them as alternative questions. So in the first case, WH question, we have to understand about WH question, which are called WH questions. Before that, we have to know about the WH words. Which words are called WH words? The words which starts with W and H, and they are often used to ask questions which questions cannot be answered by yes or no. Those type of words are called WH. In English grammar, there are only 9 WH words. How many? There are only nine WH words. So these WH words are who, which, what, when, why, where, whom, whose, and how. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You may find that in case of how, it is not started with W and H, but there is W and H within its body. If we can alter W and H, if we can rearrange them, we can find that there is W and H within its body. And it is also used to ask question. So it is also in the category of WH words. So a question which starts with a WH word and ends with a question mark is called a WH question. We can explain it broadly. WH question, we may take an example. Who are you? Who are you? This is a sentence, who are you? If we ask this question to someone, can he give us the answer by yes or no? First of all, we have to know about it. If this type of question can be answered by yes or no. No, obviously no. Who are you? If the question is asked to me, I cannot give answer yes or no. No, it is not possible. So this type of question requires something, some answer, some information. So this type of question cannot be satisfied by only yes or no. That is why it is not called the yes no question. Rather, it is started with WH words, so it is called the WH question. WH question. Before we get the broad function of WH question, we have to know briefly about all type of questions. What are yes no type question? Yes no questions always starts with auxiliary verb always starts this type of sentence, and this type of sentence always closes with the question marks. We can get an example. Do you like mango? Do you like mango? We can find that do is an auxiliary verb. It starts the sentence and there is a question mark at the end of the sentence, which gives us a question, which asks us something to know. And if we can give answer, if we want to give answer, we may say only yes or no. Do you like mango? Yes. Do you like mango? No, if you don't like it. So this type of sentence can be satisfied by only answering yes and no. So these questions are called yes no questions. In some grammar book, it is written that this type of sentence can be called as a pronominal question. Can be called as pronominal question. In my last video, I have already marked the banner as pronominal. Yes, no, pronominal. What is pronominality? Pronominality means the question which can be answered by yes or no. This type of question can be called pronominal question. There is another type of question which can be called as the alternative question. What are the alternative questions? The questions which has the answer within its body. Suppose, will you go or stay? So in this question we can find that the question maker wants to get the answer what he optioned, go or stay. Will you go or stay? I cannot say that I will sleep. I cannot say that I will eat. I cannot say that I will play. So I have to choose one of the two options or alternative from the body of the questions. So will you go or answer? I can give answer that I will go or I will stay. So as we have to find out any alternative, any one of the two alternatives from within the body of the question, so this type of questions may be labeled as alternative question. In case of imperative sentence, the third type of sentence is imperative. Imperative. Someone pronounces it as imperative. Someone pronounces it imperative. Everything is okay. So imperative sentence, it is a type of sentence which gives us some command, some request, some advice, etc., etc. Imperative sentences expresses order, command or request, advice, etc., as I have said. In other words, these sentences are used to get one to do something. This type of sentences can be used to get one to do something. When we want someone to do something for use in our daily life, that are in the category of imperative sentences. We may give an example. Come here. Come here. Go there. Don't do it. Let's go for a walk. Let him do it. All these sentences are imperative sentences. And very often we will find that imperative sentences gives us some command, gives us some request, advice, order, proposal or request. To recognize a sentence, a written sentence, we may follow the rule that when a sentence starts with a verb or do not or please or let. If a sentence starts with verb do not, please or let and ends with a full stop mark, then this type of sentence can be called as the imperative sentence. This is the best way to recognize an imperative sentence in written way. When a sentence is written, suppose this is a sentence written in the question paper and I have to identify the line, what type of sentence it is. Then I may follow that the first word come, it is a verb, and the sentence starts and ends with a full stop. So I may surely call it that it is an imperative sentence. Most of the time, imperative sentences are addressed to you, which remains understood. Understood means which are not here in the sentence, but you have to assume that the sentence is asked to you. Sentence is asked to you. The action is to be done by you. And the most interesting factor is that the sentence starts with the verb and the verb is always in the base form. That means its present form. The sentence cannot be started with its first or the past participle form. That means second and third form. It always starts with the base form. This is the most interesting case. As I have said, the sentence always indicates to you. Always indicates to you. It is always addressed to you, which remains understood. Suppose come here, whom I am asking? You, who is listening to me. So come you here. You is the understood word in the sentence. So always this type of sentence addresses to you. And now optative sentence. What is optative sentence? What is optative sentence? First of all, I have to give an example. May God bless you. In this sentence, we may find that the sentence starts with may and it ends with a full stop. This type of sentence which starts with may and ends with a full stop, these type of sentences may be called as optative sentence. So what does it do? This type of sentences expresses wishes or desire. It expresses prayers. It expresses blessing. It expresses cards. So the sentences which are used to give some prayers, to show some desires, to show some wishes, longings, these type of sentences may be called as an operative sentence. It expresses the wish within our mind. It expresses what we think within us and what we want to do something for others. These type of sentences are used only to show our wishes or desires. Okay. So the last one is the exclamatory. Exclamatory. These type of sentences are called exclamatory because it shows the exclamation. It shows the deep rooted feeling within us. So what are the exclamation? Exclamation means the sudden feeling and emotions such as joy, sorrow, surprise, wonder, etc., etc. These are the feelings what we feel to see something outside of nature. Sentence can be recognized by two types. First of all, these type of sentences may be started with an interjection, and there is an exclamation mark after the interjection. The next part of the sentence starts with a subject and ends with a full stop. What type of sentence is it? Can we recognize? This is a sentence of assertive. This is a statement. So, after the interjection, when an assertive sentence is placed, the total figure is called an exclamatory sentence. By this interjection, we may express our feelings, and this is a statement what is following the interjection. And this type of sentences always have the level of the interjection. Suppose interjection is alas. Alas. So alas is the interjection which shows the sorrow, and the statement which follows the interjection, it may be he is no more. He is no more. He is no more is the sentence which shows that the man is dead. The man has died. So the man has died, it is a sentence which has no emotion. When we can add alas before it, then the sentence gets an emotion, and the emotion is of sorrow. We can call the total figure as the exclamatory sentence. This is the first way to know, first way to understand, first way to recognize the exclamatory sentence. The second way is the sentence may be started with WH word, what and how. Two of the WH words, what and how, they may start an exclamatory sentence, and the sentence may be finished with an exclamation mark at the end of the sentence. We can get an example. How happy we are here. How happy we are here. Throughout the sentence, there is an exclamation which shows some wonder, the feelings of wonder, the feelings of joy, the feelings of surprise. The sentence started with how and ends with an exclamation mark. These type of sentences can be called an exclamatory sentence. Now, as I have told you earlier that the function of the sentences may be discoursed, so get ready to note or copy how many functions the sentence actually show us. In the case of statement, these type of sentences may report a fact. So first of all, report a fact. Secondly, it may describe an object. So describing an object. Thirdly, it may describe a process. It may describe a process. It may define. It may illustrate. Illustrate means explain. It may illustrate. It may classify. It may classify. It may confess. Throughout the sentence, one can compare, and most of all, it can narrate something. It can narrate something. So, primarily, these are the functions assertive sentence does, or these are the functions an assertive sentence show. These are the functions. First of all, a report of fact, describing an object, describing a process, defining, illustrating, classifying, confessing, comparing, and narrating. In case of interrogative sentence, we can say that an interrogative sentence always asks something. So, asking for information is the first and primary action or primary function of this sentence, interrogative sentence. Secondly, it can, throughout the sentence, one can ask a reason. Throughout the sentence, one can request also. How? This is an interesting factor. Suppose, can I have one thing please? Can I have your seat please? Can I have your pen please? So this is an interrogative sentence, but it always requests. Anyway, next we can say that an interrogative sentence always show the function of challenging. Challenging. How? Challenging. Who dares to defy me? Who dares to defy me? Is there anyone who can overpower me? So this is a challenging also. Interrogative sentence shows a function challenging. Next, asking for opinion. Opinion means your viewpoint. What is your viewpoint? Which one of the pens do you like? Which one of the pens do you like? There are a lot of pens. There are 2 pens. Now if I can ask you, which pen do you like? Which pen do you like? The red one or the black one? So this may also used to ask opinion. Asserting fact. What's that? Asserting facts. Were you present on the spot? Why do you present on the spot? So the question maker is in the doubtful mentality. He may ask, why are you on the spot? And if you can say yes, then the question gets the assertion. So asserting fact, that is also the characteristic of interrogative sentence, and it is also a function. And as I have told earlier, and I am repeating that, interrogative sentence always interrogates. It always interrogates. This is also a function. There are some other functions also, such as inquiring, expressing doubt, as I have told, expressing doubt, making suggestion, offering something. Can you help me? Can I help you? This is the offer. Can you help me? This is the asking for help. This is the asking for help. But offering means, can I help you? Asking permission. So as I can remember, these are some functions of the interrogative sentence. Permission means, may I come in, sir? As the students always say when they want to enter in our staff room, then they ask, may I come in, sir? Or when they want to go out, may I go out, sir? So this is the permission they require. So these type of sentences can be in the function permission. In the next case of imperative sentence, the sentence has many functions. This type of sentence always starts with a verb, or do not, or please, or let, and ends with a full stop. This type of sentence have many functions, such as, first of all, this type of sentence may be used to express commanding, ordering, threatening, warning, requesting, advising, instructing, directing, reminding something, permitting or giving permission, prohibiting something, suggesting, and so as far as I can remember, these are the functions of imperative sentence: commanding, ordering, threatening, warning, requesting, advising, instructing, directing, reminding, permitting, prohibiting, suggesting, inviting. So these are the functions of imperative sentences. In case of optative sentence, there are some functions of the sentence. Suppose to describe the desire, to describe the wish, to describe the pray or praying or prayer. These type of sentences, not only these but also the blessing, curtseying, these type of sentences are used. And in the case of exclamatory sentences, we may use that these type of sentences are used to express our joy, to express our surprise, to express our greeting, to express our exclamation, to express our sorrows, our astonishment, our vexation, our grief, our satisfaction, our contentment, etc., etc. And there are much more feelings, what we feel about the external world, what we feel about the external things. All those are the functions of the sentences. So these are the sentences which can be categorized according to the thoughts of the meanings. According to meaning, sentence can be divided into 5 sections: assertive, interrogative, imperative, operative, and exclamatory. And these are their functions, where and in which aspects they are immersed. So the video has become a lengthy one. In my next video, I will describe about the sentences which can be categorized according to structure. That means simple, compound, and complex. They will take more time. And affirmative, negative, these sentences are also not so easy. They can be understood very heartily. So all these sentences can be expressed in the next video. Till then, bye bye. Stay tuned with me, and thanks for watching up to the end of the video. This much is for today. Before bidding you goodbye, I have a humble request for you. Please make a like, share with your relatives, and make a comment also. And the viewers who are new to my channel, you can get the notification of my videos earlier than the others. And it's because I am going to upload more and more videos. So bye bye, stay happy and blessed. See you in the next video. Vande Mataram. Bharat Mata ki Jai.